Hello, dears. Today we are starting HTML course. So this is the introductory lecture, which is about introduction to HTML. So what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which means HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages. Remember, to create web page. HTML describes the structure of web page, like the labels, the input types, paragraph, heading of the paragraph, subheadings, etc. So HTML define the structure, the skeleton. Actually, it provides the skeleton for websites. Laterally cascading style sheet or CSS will provide the coloring and formatting, the detailed formatting for the web pages. So this means CSS and then laterally JavaScript will assist HTML to provide a complete front end website. So style formatting, coloring, bordering, padding, etc. All the properties will be then covered in CSS. And then JavaScript will provide the dynamic actions to the web page. So HTML is like a noun, means the contents, paragraph, headings, images, text fields, buttons, etc. While CSS example is like adjective in English grammar. So without adjective, the sentence is meaningless. So if we exclude the adjective from some sentence, so that sentence will be meaningless or will not sound clearly. And JavaScript is like a verb which provide the action. So HTML describes the structure of web pages. HTML consists of series of elements. HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content. HTML element. So as example, the first thing is doc type HTML. So doc type HTML declaration defines that this document is HTML5 document. So doc type HTML is actually the flag to the browser which inform the browser that I am HTML5. Then we have HTML element. So HTML element is actually about the HTML language. So you must include HTML and all the things, all the elements, head, body, etc. will be inside the HTML. So we must have to open HTML tag and then we have to close it. Then we have head and body inside HTML. So head must contain the title. So the title will be displayed on the top of the browser on the left corner. Then we have other elements like h1 up to h6, p, etc. So doc type HTML declaration, I already stated, it helps browser to display web pages correctly, and it remember that it is not a case sensitive, and it is actually a declaration for HTML5. This is just example of HTML document which contain the doc type HTML, which is flag to browser, then HTML opening and closing, and all the rest of things, head and body are inside HTML. So head contain the title. So what is HTML element? An HTML element is defined by a start tag, contents, and then end tag. So this is tag name, So this tag name can be paragraph, can be heading, can be input type, which we will laterally discuss, and can be break line, can be bold, etc. Can be underlined, can be italic. So all the tags will be covered. So HTML element is everything from start tag to end tag. So this is example of heading and paragraph. So this is just the layout, the page structure of the HTML. It contains HTML starting and end, and HTML contains two sections. One is heading and another is body. So head contains the title, and this head is actually the contain the metadata about the web page, and this is the body which contain all the element tags like h1, h2, p, etc. So this is the general generic page structure. Let's discuss HTML heading an example. So HTML headings are defined with the h1 to h6. Remember that all the HTML elements are covered in our video tutorials. So this is just an example of HTML heading. So what to cover in HTML in this video lectures? We will cover paragraph, the purpose of paragraph, how to create paragraph, how to create headings. So heading will be covered. HTML formatting like text bold, how to make a text bold, how to break a line, how to make some characters italic, underline, emphasize, uppercase, lowercase, and so on. Then we will cover image, how to input image from some source, anchor tag A, which will contain the reference to some web pages like Google, etc. Then we will cover list. List are of two types, unordered list and ordered list. Like example is already you can see in this slide. So we have bullets, and this is the best example of list. So which type of list? Unordered list. So this is unordered list. If I arrange it in lists such as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so then it will become order list. Table, how to create table. So table is basically the combination of rows and columns. Column shows the unique characteristics or attributes, while row shows the records or data. So table is very important, and it will be also covered. Then we will cover form, how to create form, and then we will cover the different form input types such as text, number, password, button, checkbox, radio, select. And then input type range, text area, and then HTML form validation such as password size cannot be greater than particular number, password and any text cannot be left empty, etc. Then we will cover division, section, navigation, and one thing I forgot, hijacking. Hijacking is actually searching from other websites like YouTube, Google, from our web pages. Like if we enter something in our text field and press the button, so it will go to the for example YouTube, and will search that particular request. So and so many other minor things will be also covered. So I hope you will listen my lecture and you will practice that lecture and you will enjoy it. So stay with us and good luck. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello guys, in this video lecture of HTML, I will brief you about the HTML paragraph. So what is paragraph? A paragraph is a series of sentences that are organized and coherent and are all related to a single topic. Or we can say paragraph is a distinguished section of writing, and all the sentences, all the writing, of a particular paragraph have some specific concern. So this means one paragraph inside a topic we can have several paragraphs, but the context of every paragraph is different from another. So how we can generate a paragraph in HTML? So we will use a tag p for paragraph, and then we will disclose uh, the p. So inside the p tag we will write a paragraph. So for example, if we have this paragraph, so we will save it, and then so we will run this HTML page using Google Chrome browser. So here we run it. So this paragraph is generated. If we go back to this page, and suppose if we want to create more paragraph from this paragraph, because the paragraph is lengthy and several lines have different context. So suppose we cut these line and want to create another paragraph. So we will use the same tag, and we will paste it here. So what will happen? So we will go back and we'll refresh this page. So you can see we have created two paragraph. If we cut more lines from this paragraph and create another paragraph tag p, and paste it here. So we will come to Google Chrome and we'll refresh. So another paragraph is created. So now we create one more paragraph. This is quite lengthy. So in this way we have created four paragraphs. You can see there is a spacing, and this is the system automatic generated space between the two paragraphs. So there is one space here between these two paragraphs, one space here, and one space here. So we have a total of four paragraphs. The first paragraph have some distinguished context, written in distinguished context. Second paragraph with specific writings have some distinguished meaning, and similarly all the paragraph writing have a specific role. So this was all about the paragraph. So hope you understood. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much. Let's talk about the HTML heading. So what is heading? A heading is a word, phrase, or sentence at the beginning of writing passage that explain what it's about. A heading is very similar to a title, but title is normally one that describe the whole page, while heading describe the writing or any other things like image, uh, figure, etc. So we can have several headings with different sizes inside a particular page. So let's start. So the tag used for heading is start from H. So we can have headings of multiple sizes start from H1 to H6. So H1 is bigger than H2, H2 is bigger than H3, and H6 is the smallest. So normally we use H1 for the bigger, largest heading size. So we will write H1, and then we will disclose in this H1 tag. So inside we will inside H1 we will write the heading. So suppose I write first heading. We will save it, and we will run this HTML page on the Google Chrome. So I have opened this, and I will give the address. So the address is here, file C users, and inside HTML folder we have created a file with the heading.html. So this is the first heading. Now we will come to this HTML page again. So suppose we create another heading H2. So we will enclose and disclose this HTML, and we will write it here, second heading. Similarly, we will copy it and we will paste it here, and we will modify this heading too. Now we have another heading with H3, third heading. So we will save it, and we will come again, and we will refresh this page. So you can see we have created three headings. So first heading is created through H1 tag, second heading using H2, and third heading using H3. So if we go back to this previous work, which is the paragraph, so we can copy it from here, and suppose we paste it here, and we create headings for this paragraph. So we will write H1, and we will write types of software requirements. So what will happen? It will create a heading. So this heading is for the paragraph. Which paragraph? This paragraph. So we will refresh this browser. So we have types of requirements. If we look to this paragraph, this is the this is about the types of software requirements, and here the three paragraph shows the discussion on all the types of requirements. So we will create subheadings for these three paragraphs, but this size will be smaller than this main heading which was created using H1 tag. So we can select tags like H2. So we will write, we will write H2. We will write what this paragraph is about on the user requirement. So we will write user requirements, and then we will close this tag. Similarly, we will use this same heading tag for the rest of the paragraph. So I write here functional requirements, which is another type, and then we will copy here, and then we will uh, non-functional requirements. So we will refresh. So you can see we have created paragraphs, heading for all the paragraphs, and kept the size different. So this is the h2 tag and this is the h1 tag. So suppose if we write more sub paragraphs inside a particular paragraph. So remember one thing, that now these are four different topics, three different topics. One is user requirement, another is functional requirement, another is non-functional requirement. So we have one paragraph inside each these headings. So if we want to create more paragraph inside particular under particular heading, so we can easily do that. So if we broadly see, so functional requirements and non-functional requirements are actually the subtypes of the system requirements. So functional requirement and non-functional requirement. So we can create another tag with h2. This is h2 and this is h2, and we can write system requirements, and we will make it h3 because it is the sub heading for the system requirement, and also it is the h3. Understood? And we will create a paragraph here, p, p, and inside this p we'll write system requirements are the core requirements of that are needed or prerequisite prerequisite for any software system. We have two types of system requirements that are described below. For example, if we refresh this page, you can see we have system requirements. So these two h2 and this h2, we can uh, we will write system, we will use now we will refresh this page, and you can see this is h1, this is h2, this is h2, and these are the h3. So if you want to create more paragraphs inside a particular heading, so you can do that. For example, I create two paragraphs from this paragraph inside functional requirements, so we can do that. So suppose I cut these lines, this line I cut it, and I create another paragraph p, and I close this tag, and inside it I copy here. So these are two paragraphs inside this H3 tag. So we will refresh this. So see here, inside this H3 we have created two paragraph, but this paragraph is too lengthy, so we can adjust it here. Suppose we cut and we paste it here. So this was all about the heading. So thank you so much for. Now discuss the bold element tag. So to make a text bold in HTML, we use the B or bold tag. Bold tag makes specific words of the line bold. Uh, we make bold words. We write bold words for making some words dominant. Like for example, in this line, if we run this on the browser, you can see this heading system requirements. So the line start from system requirements are the core requirements. So if we see the system requirement words, two words should be dominant in this line, so we will make system requirements words, two words as a bold. So how can we do that? We can do that by using bold tag. So let's see, for example, if we make this bold, so we will write here B for bold text. So we'll save it and we will refresh our browser. So you can see system requirements is now bold. So in this way we can make bold every first line, which is the dominant text in each line. So let's see. We write here non-functional requirements and write br, sorry, b and similarly we can write func requirements so we will use slash before this closing tag. So if we refresh this, now you can see the starting text of each paragraph is now bold, so it looks now dominant. So it shows the line is about system requirement, this paragraph is about functional requirements, and this is about non-functional requirements. It is not necessary that we must make bold the first word, so we can make bold any dominant words. For example, this is Odoo ERP, so if we want to make it bold, so we will use the same tag here, like Odoo ERP. We will write B, and we will write here uh, slash B4, closing this tag. So you can see now Odoo ERP is bold. So this was all about the bold element tag. Now talking about some more text formatting. So using this HTML page, if we refresh this page, so you can see headings, subheadings, paragraphs, line break, and some texts are bold. So if we want to make some of the text as italic, if we want to make these uh, four text as italic, so how we can do that? So we will make use of italic I element tag. For that we will write I for italic before and after the text. So we will write here I, closing I, opening I, and closing I. Similarly, if we refresh this page, you can see business requirement is now italic, but this is not italic because we have not applied italic element tag here. So if we apply it here, so this text will also become italic. Similarly, if we want to make the main headings as italic, so main subheadings, so we will write I and closing tag I. We will write I and we will write I closing by using similarly we can so we used I for every heading for every h2 first applied for h2. So if we refresh, so this is user requirement, this is system requirement, so both the headings are now italic. So this was all about the italic formatting tag. Now talking more on the HTML page formatting. So if we see this page and refresh it, so we cannot see, we will not see any underlined text. So in document we might need to underline some of the text. So suppose if we want to underline this bold system requirements and this functional requirement text, or we can highlight any of the text, either it is a paragraph, words, or heading text. So we can do that using the I italic, sorry, U underline tag element. So suppose if we want to make this h3 and this h3 heading as underline, so what we will do, we will use U for the underline, and we will also close this U tag using uh, U for underline. We will also write the U element tag here. So we will save it and we will refresh this browser. So you can see now these two uh, headings, subheadings are underlined. So this was all about the underline element tag. In this video tutorial, I will teach you HTML formatting delete. So this is the one page I have created already. So if I run this page, so it look like this. Why we need to delete? Why we need to use the delete tag? So delete tag actually shows the contents on the page, but there is a cross on that. So why we need it? Instead of we remove it completely, we need that item or that number or anything, and we need a cross on that. Suppose we have this table. This is a product name, different products are here, prices and quantity. You have also experienced that whenever discount comes on certain products, so the old price has a crossed and the new price, which is normally, not normally, but always less than that cross, are also written. So that is mostly less. So if we cross or delete this 100 and write the price less, so that will be possible using delete tag. So let's come. So for example, we delete this. So we will write in this row. In this row, we will write delete opening and delete closing element tag. So this one is deleted, and now the new will be, for example, 85. So if I refresh this browser, you can see the 100 is deleted and now new price is 85. So we need it, especially in products discounts, anywhere. So we can do it like this. In this video, I will teach you how to insert images in HTML. So let's start. I have created new page, HTML opening tag and HTML closing tag. Inside HTML, I have head and body. So inside body, I have created one heading H1 and name is products detail information. So this page is displayed and the title is products. So let's suppose I want to insert image under this heading. So I will take the image element tag. So there is only one opening tag, so there is no closing tag for image. So I will write image and I will specify the source. Image img space source is equal to, so source. So if I have copied the image into the same folder where I have created the HTML file, so there is no need to specify the path. Let's suppose not suppose, but the file product.html lies inside the HTML folder. So, and I have also put it that image in that folder, so I will not need to specify the path, but rather I will just give I will only write the image name. So image name is dairy dot JPG. I have saved it now and I will refresh. So this image is created. IMG source is equal to, if the image does not lie inside the HTML folder where this file lies, so I will then specify the whole path. For example, if it is in the picture folder inside D, so I will write the D slash folder name and then slash the image. So I can set the width of this picture. Suppose width I take 50 pixel, but laterally we will start the properties in detail when we start CSS, so there is no need here, but I just want to show you how we can resize the image. So this is 200 pixel. Instead of mentioning the folder image, we can directly go to Google and can copy the address of that image. For example, I have inserted here, I have write here dairy milk chocolate and this image come, so I will press the right and will copy the image address. So I will just copy and paste and I will then save and will come to this and will refresh. So you can see the image is now uh, showing from the address, the mentioned address, but image is too large, so I can uh, resize it, like if I take 150 pixel. So this is from the HTML folder and this is from the Google. So both of images are under the heading. So if I copy and then cut and I paste it here, for example, and I refresh, so the product detail information heading will come here. So this is all about the images. Hello guys, in this video tutorial the anchor tag element in HTML will be teach. The anchor tag or simple a tag in HTML is used to create a hyperlink on the web pages. This hyperlink is used to link the web page to other web pages or some section of the same web page. So let's start with some example. Uh, we have this page, product page. So how we will create the anchor tag? So we will open this anchor tag and then we will close this anchor tag, and inside anchor tag we will have uh, the, we will write the name of the other web page. So suppose if we want to uh, refer to Google, we give a link of the Google, so we can write about Google, for example. We save it, so we will come to the browser and we have two pages. This is for the product So this is product and this is that page. So if we refresh, it comes about Google. So there is no link here, just a name about Google. So this means this statement is not enough. We can write here break. Why break? So that this line appear on the next line. So what is deficiency here? Although we have wrote the name, but it is not referred. So we will write h reference is equal to uh, www.google.com. So we will refresh our browser. So it is now created as a link to Google, but this page is not accessible. Why? Because the address is not browser protocol is not mentioned. So if we search here Google, so there is a link here. You can see http /google.com. So we can copy here, or we can directly write here http. So it is now a complete link. So this is http www.google.com. We can write it again. Google. Now the page is open. So we must have to write the HTTP protocol. Now suppose if we want to refer to our mm, created page, like we have created another page, HTML page, heading.html. So this is heading.html and the title is software requirements. So this is the software requirement page. So if we want to create another page here and want to refer to that heading software requirements page, so how we can do that? We will copy it here. We will use the break element to break the line so that it appear on the next line, and then we will write here heading.html. About requirements, software requirements. So what is, if we press about Google, the Google page will appear, and if we press about software requirements, so this page will be appear. So the reference address for the about Google is http://www.google.com, and about requirements is heading.html. So this is heading.html page and the title is software requirements, but file is saved on heading.html. So this was all about the anchor tag, and you can use these anchor tags in the list. So that will be covered with more example in next lecture. So let's try some other better example. So for example, we can add anchor tags in the paragraph. Suppose we want to add mm, some link to these requirements. For example, requirements, software requirements. So first we will search for this page. For example, software requirements. So this page shows something about the requirements. For example, this is software requirements page. This page describe the software requirements. So we will copy here, and then we will use the anchor tag. Okay, and we will write h reference is equal to, but we have not put it. Remember that we must put some text which will be appeared as a link between these two, opening A and closing A. So this is empty now. So if we refresh our browser, nothing happens because this is empty. So this is all about the software requirement. So we will cut these words and we will paste here software requirement. So if we refresh, so now you can see there are 4 types of software requirements. So if we click, it will come to this page. And in Wikipedia, you must see a lot of pages, normally every page, and the paragraphs include a lot of references like this requirement. So this is a requirement. So if you press, it opens this page, and you can see this a lot of references of other pages, product development. So by doing this, by applying anchor tag property, you can refer to any page. So this was all about the anchor. Thank you so much. Hello guys, let's come to discuss about the order list and unorder list in HTML. So this is our HTML page. You can see. So this is the HTML generated page, web page. If you look to this last heading, which is about non-functional requirements, so you can see there are a lot of non-functional requirements. For example, if you see this line, examples are performance, usability, portability, interoperability, security, etc. So these are not dominant. Means if we want to make it more dominant for viewers or users, so it will be better to arrange it in order list or unorder list as a separate section. So we can do it by applying the order list or unorder list tags. So first come to order list. So list is the list of items, list of different items in order, means 1 2 3 4 5. So this is order. And order unorder means that all the list item will be arranged in bullets, and there will be no specific order followed, like there will be no one two three. So there are basic two types. uh, for example, if we example R, so if we use semicolon and if we cut it from here, for example, like this, we are this, we copy, cut from here. So first of all, we will write order list. If we want to make all the list in order, so we will open, use the open OL tag and close open order list tag. Understand? And then we will write list, li for list. So we will used opening li and closing li. So and inside list li we have mentioned all the non-functional requirements, but we will not left all the non-functional requirement in one list, but rather we will make separate list for every non-functional requirement. So we will copy here, copy it, and we'll paste. 2 3 4 5, we have 5 non-functional requirements, so we will take 5 list, we will make 5 list. So in first list only performance non-functional requirement will be left. Second will contain the usability. Third will contain portability. Interoperability. And the last list will be about security. So we have an order list. This means all the non-functional requirements will be displayed on a web page in order. So this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4, and this will be 5. So we will save it and we will refresh our browser. So you can see all the non-functional requirements are displayed here. So the non-functional requirements are the requirement which may not be demanded by user or client, but they are necessary for. Understood? Okay, now if we want to display all the non-functional requirements in unordered list rather than order list, so what we will do, we will write ul, unordered list, u for unorder, and u will be also, we'll save it and we will refresh this page. So you can see now all the non-functional requirements are displayed in unordered way. So this was all about the order and unordered list items. So thank you so much for watching this video. In this video we will create HTML table. So what is table? In general, if we define table, so table consists of set of columns and rows. The column shows the attributes and the row shows the records or data. So HTML table helps the developer to arrange data in rows and columns. So how we create a table? So first we will write a table tag. So table tag is used to create HTML table. Inside table we have columns and rows. So we must use T head and T body. The T head shows actually the column names, and the T body shows the rows. So let's start. We have a T head. So T head tag opening and T closing head will be used. Uh, we will then define our columns inside T head. So if we have three attributes or three columns, so we will write three th three th uh, tags. For example, if we have three columns, so we must use three th tags, element tags. For example, if we have product name as a first column, second, third, so we have copied, and now we will modify the names. For example, we have the second column with the price name, with the name price, and we have quantities in stock. So we can create as many heads mustard. So one is T head, this is T head, and these are the different column names, T heads, th, and then we have a T body. So we will write T body opening tag and then T body closing tag. So this is our main skeleton. So if we come to this web page browser, so if we refresh, you can see we have three columns: product name, price, and quantity. But data is not shown because the data is not entered in the T body. So we will use the semicolon so that these two words does not sound to be different. Now for each column we must have, for all the columns we must have rows. So we will use the tag tr for row, for the row. So if we have three rows, so we will use 3tr. So this is for the first row, tr opening and tr closing tag. So this is the first row, this will generate the first row, so we will enter the row. So as we have three columns, so the row will contain three records, sorry, um, three datas for this one row. So we will use the tag td. Td means table data. So we will use td opening and td closing tag. Understood? So this will be TD1. For example, the product name is uh, Les. We will copy this tag. Les price is for example 100, and the quantities are 30 for example. So this is first row, and the first row contain three data against these three columns. So if we come to our browser and refresh it, you can see we have one row with three number of data for each column. What will happen if we create another data for this one row? Let us suppose if we write A, B, C for example, and we come and refresh this. So this row contain four datas, uh, and this means now we have four columns: one product name, price, quantity, and fourth is remain as empty. Now you can create another row. So for easiness and for time saving, we will just copy it. T row, this means second row, and this will be the uh, data against the second row. So you will enter the second product name. So if for example the second product name is Colgate toothpaste for example, and the price is 350 and quantities are 45. Suppose you come and refresh, so you can see we have two rows, and both the rows contain three data 3D against three columns. Laterally, when we start CSS, so we will set the margins and coloring property and we will apply the coloring property. So this is basically the skeleton. So the skeleton is provided by HTML, and then using CSS properties we can select particular border style and then coloring, etc. So hello guys, in this video tutorial I will brief you about the HTML form. So the HTML form element is basically used to create an HTML form for user input. The form element is like a container for different type of input elements such as text, field, checkboxes, radio buttons, submit button, checkbox, and the text field can be of various data type like number, password, time, color, etc. Uh, the HTML input element is mostly used for the form element. So you can see here the input form. This is MDN HTML form attributes. So you can see we have different types of input. We have button, checkbox, color, date time, email, file, image, month, number, password, radio, range, reset, search, submit, text, time, URL, week. So a lot of attributes are given, input attributes. So you can search here a lot of input types So let's start on designing uh, form. This is the HTML form. This is HTML page. So we have HTML opening and closing tag. Then we have head, and the title is introduction to forms. And then we have body. So inside body, you have to use the form tag, form opening tag and closing tag. And inside this form, you will create the form. So let's start. The first tag we will use is input. So remember that the basic purpose of form is to take input from the user. So input can be the number, the text, the color, date, password, email, etc. as I stated. So input and then labeling for the input will be covered in form lecture. So input, and then you have to write the input type. So for example, I write the input type is text, simple text. So this will create one input. So if we go here and refresh, so this is a text field for input, text field with the type text uh, in this form is created. So you can type your text. In similar way, we can create multiple inputs. For example, this one is number, this is date, date time, this is color, this one is uh, password. We save it and we come to this form. So you can see the form is created with 4 input types. So this one is for the text and this one is for number. So the number shows these up and down arrows. uh, this one is for the date time, and this is color. So you can select your color, and then laterally when we create uh, the button, so you when you press that submit button, so this color will be submitted. And the last one is password, so password will be type. So you can select from MDN input from input various input types. So you can select email and a lot of variable from here, input variables. So if I write here email, so you can do that. One more thing, I will explain you that if I want to show that for user, he does not know whether it is a text or it is a number or it is a date or it is a time or it's an email. So in order to show here, that will be not actual text but will be shown to user just for easiness. So we can write here placeholder. Placeholder is equal to username. So this will show the username. Placeholder is equal to username. So if I come, so this one is for the username and this one is for number placeholder is equal to number, and this one is placeholder. This one will be email. Understand? This color, and this one is placeholder is equal to password. So you can see here. Now if you see this form, although the text fields for input data are here, but there is no label. There is no label. And second thing is that all the text field are in one line. Text input fields are in one line. So we can use div tag or paragraph, but here I will talk about paragraph as I have not discussed div yet. So using paragraph, we can show all of these in multiple as a multiple paragraph, or you can break the line. So if I use the break, so we can do it, but better will be that to show it as a paragraph. So this is paragraph 1, and this is paragraph 2, suppose. So if I refresh this page, so this will come to the second paragraph. In similar way, you write all the text input field in separate paragraph. Understood? E E. If I refresh this page, so you can see all the text field are now showing in vertical way. Now we need to label, like here we need enter password, enter number, enter email, enter password, password, etc. So we have to create the labels. So suppose we want to create here label. So label, remember that the input does not have closing element tag, but label must have opening as well as closing tag. Understand? So I will write, please enter username. So I will refresh the browser. Please enter username. But if I press here, if I press here, so the cursor is not showing here. So this means this one is just a label, and that helps the user to understand that this field is for username. But the better option is the best will be better will be that if you click here, so it will, the cursor will be shown here. So this means we must have to connect label with the input type. Remember, we must have to connect this label with the input type. So what we will do, we will write here label for, means label for something. So for what, for this text field, for this text field, but this is the property of this text field. What is the name? So we have not put any name for the this input text. So we will write input id is equal to username. So remember that this username and this username is different. This is just for the user. This is the only the placeholder inside the text field that helps user to enter data, while this username is the actual name of this input. And remember that these two names should be same. If I write here, uh, remember that this name can be different from this username. So if I name username usr name, so this means that this USR name is the ID for this input, and in label you must have to mention this USR name. And now you can see this and this is different, so this have no relationship with this label. So if I refresh it, so still when I press here, the cursor goes here, so this means these two are now connected. Now you can apply this property for rest of the attribute elements. So what you need to copy this label, and you just need to paste. For example, you paste it uh, all over the form. So you must have to change the name. For example, nmb, I write nmb and nmb. Remember that not this is the type. Oh, sorry, we cannot change it, but input id is equal to nmb. Understand? So you will change it also. Id is equal to for, this is for this is username, this is the enter your number, your number, enter email. So this is label, this is EML for example, and this is EML. Understand? So if we refresh here, so if we click it will goes here, if we click it will goes here, if we click it will goes here. So this one and but if we click here it goes here. So this means we have connected this to this is fourth attribute for color. So this is 1 2 3 4. So this means it will goes by default to the first attribute. So we must have to why it goes to the first attribute, because it is for the username when username is here. So we write it is for the color, and input id is equal to color. Now it will be okay. We press, it goes to here. So similarly we can apply it for this password. So we will copy a label and we will paste for PASS for example, id, input id is equal to PASS. Now these two are connected. So this was all about the form and the form input attributes. So in next lecture we will more talk about the form buttons and rest of the property. Uh, You can see here, uh, this is doc type HTML. So this is the doc type HTML tag, but this doc type HTML tag have no closing. The reason is that this is only the flag tag, and it is just a flag to the browser which shows that this HTML page tells the browser that I am HTML5. So if we run this page using Chrome, so you can see the title or the heading of this whole page is heading.html, because we have saved this page with the name heading.html, but this look very awkward, or we can say not too attractive. So this is important that we keep a good name for our web page. So this heading name shows actually the context of the whole page. So what is the context of this whole page? It is about the requirements, software requirements. So it will be better to write the name here, software. So how we can do that using HTML? So it's very easy. We will write here HTML tag, and we will close this HTML. So we have HTML page, and inside HTML page we will create a head. So we will write a head tag here, and what does this head show? The heading of the whole page. So we will write a title here, title tag, and we will write software requirements. So inside the head we will write a title. So there is one head for the whole page, and the title of this whole page is head is software requirements, and this is actually for this HTML page. So we will save it, and we will come to this Chrome, and we will refresh this page. So you can see now the title of this head is this, the title of this HTML page is software requirements. So this was about the head and title. So thank you so much for watching this video. In this video we will look more in detail about the HTML tag body and head. So look to this page. What you can see here, it's the heading of the whole web page. These are the heading of the bodies. So this is our main body, which include the headings, subheadings, the paragraphs, and some formatting properties are also applied. So if you want to see the code, HTML code for this page, so it's simple. You will right click this page and click view page source. So what you see here, you can see here doc type HTML, which is not tag but flag to HTML, that I am HTML, I am using HTML5. Later we will talk about HTML5 in detail. This is HTML opening. So your actual contents of HTML page start from here, and then head is defined, and the title of head is software requirements, and then HTML is closed, and then we have the main body contents. So the page is generated, it's okay, but the format is not correct. So instead of closing HTML here, we will close the HTML at the end. Why? Because all the contents, either it is a head, either it is a body, is should be inside the HTML tag. So we'll cross it and we will come to the code. So let's correct the formatting. So uh, it will be better if I generate some new file. I create some new file. So first I will write doc type HTML. So we will write HTML tag and then we will close HTML tag here. So we have two contents here. The first is the head, HTML head, and we will have HTML body. So what is HTML body? The HTML body tag contains all the main contents of the web page. So what comes in the main contents of the web page? We have headings, paragraph, inside paragraph we have multiple lines, images, table, etc. So all the content inside body tag is only visible on the web page. So HTML body tag has attributes like background color, text that change the way web page looks. So laterally when we will start the color properties and CSS, so I will teach you how we can set the line colors, background color for the whole body. So if we have not enclosed our main web page contents inside the body tag, so we cannot apply the coloring properties and all the formatting properties to a whole page, but rather we will apply it to each heading and paragraph individually. So this is the main context. So contents. So we will write title and we will write my first heading. So this is the main content. So if we uh, go back to this page, so what we will do, we will cut HTML from here, because currently it shows that HTML start from here and end with head only. So there is no body, and although the page runs and look like you have a web page created, but laterally we cannot apply the body properties. So we will write the HTML here, understand? Then we have head, so head is here, and then we will start our main content from body using body tag. So body will start here and body will ends here. Remember that we can use body at any way. For example, if we want to make our body um, uh, start from here and end with some other position, so we can write the closing body tag at any position. So as our main contents ends with here, so we will close the body tag here. Now we will come to the browser and we'll refresh. So there's no change, there is no change in the properties, because we have not formatted any text, we have not changed the main body contents. but we have enclosed all the um, or headings and paragraph inside the body. So if we look this, we have a doc type HTML, which is declaration, and defines that this document is an HTML5 document. So it is actually the flag which reminds the browser that I am HTML5, and this is HTML element. So HTML element is the root element of HTML page. So we must have to use this HTML element tag. Then we have head. So head element contains meta information about the HTML page, and then inside we have title. Title element specify a title for the HTML page. So for this page we have a title with the name software requirements. And then we have a body. So the body element defines the document's body and is the container for all the visible content. So it is actually the container, and container for the visible contents such as heading, paragraphs, images, hyperlinks, table, list, etc., which we will start in the next lectures. Mostly of things such as images, hyperlinks, table, list will be covered in the next lecture. So this was all about the doc type HTML. Now discuss something about mm, checkbox in HTML. So what is the purpose of checkbox? Checkbox are used to select a particular item or multiple items from a list of items. So if we have many checkboxes, so user can select one out of all the items, and can select all. Or it is also possible that user might select none of the item. So it is very important in software designing. Let's come to design one form using a checkbox. So for that we will make input type of attribute as a checkbox. Checkbox. And then uh, so after checkbox we will label it. So because checkbox come first, and then in front of checkbox there is a label. That's why we put label below the checkbox. So if we put above the checkbox, so we can also do that, but normally practice is that label is after the checkbox. So we must declare label opening and closing tag, and inside it we will take suppose we don't take any for we only write for example we write I agree to. Or for example we say, suppose we write it here uh, as a paragraph, uh, what books you need, for example, uh, and we have this paragraph opening and closing. So I write children books, for example, and for example I write some more checkboxes I write, for example, comics. mm, for example, I copy and paste, and type is novel, for example. So if I come to browser and I refresh, so this is the form, checkbox form. A name can be anything. So for example, if I don't need this, let's suppose I write books. So what book you need? Children book, comics, and novel. So I need all of them. So you can also uncheck. So you can uncheck all the items, or you can check. But what happens if I click on the label? Nothing happens. So if I click on the label, so this should be checked. So what should I do? I should relate this label to this input. So for this, I will declare, I will write the id is equal to, for example, id is child, for example. So label is for child, for example. So if I will refresh it again. So if I click this label, so you can also directly check this checkbox, or you can check or uncheck from this label, but it will not happen for this. Why? Because we have not related this label into checkboxes. So you can do it for these rest of the checkboxes. Similarly, at the end of form, uh, okay, what if we see this page, all the three options are in one line. So you can display it vertically in one column. So you will take a separate paragraph. Then at the end, we can uh, take a button. So how? So you will open the button tag, and you will write submit, and you will put closing button tag. So you can see submit button is here, but it will not do anything because there is no backend coding and database involved. So when database is attached, so through using the backend coding, different action can be performed. So this was all about the checkbox. So thank you so much for watching the video. Now let's come to discuss radio buttons. So in last lecture we talked in detail about the checkboxes. Now we talk about the radio buttons. There is a difference. In radio buttons, you can select only one option from the list of items. While in checkbox, you can check or you can uncheck all the items. So there is a difference. So if you are given choices, for example 5 choices, and you have to check, you have to apply the radio button property, or we can say if you are given 5 items and there is a radio button against each item, so you will have only one choice from the list of items. So like the checkbox, we will use the input type radio. Input type is equal to radio. Understood? So there is no closing tag of the input. Now we write the label and we write choose your book. The same example as choose for the checkboxes. That was the choose your book of, or choose the book, or your choice book. So if we come to the browser and refresh it, so you can choose your book. So this is one radio button that is selected. Now we take another input type radio. Choose your book. So we will write here, we don't need this, we'll write paragraph choose your book P, and then we write here, for example, novel, poetry, poetry book, and we take another book, for example, magazine. We refresh it, so you have three options. But what is the problem here? As I stated, in radio button, in radio buttons list, you can only check only one button, but here all are checked. Why? What is the reason? The reason is that all these are considered individually. So this means we will group all of these radio buttons, or we can say all these radio buttons should belong to one group. So if it belongs to one group, this means it will not be then possible that we can select all the radio buttons. So how can we do that? We will take its name and will keep the name common for all of the inputs. For example, check name is equal to, for example, we take book as a name. So we will take name for all the books, and then we will take name for this. So book is common. Now problem is fixed. If we take this as a book 1, book 2, book 3, and we refresh it, so problem is we have not saved the page, so I saved it now. So you can see still problem exists because the name is not unique. So we will keep the name common for all of them. So if the name is common for all buttons, so this means all they belong to same group, book group. Understand? But here is one problem. The problem is that if we press this label, any of label, the button is not checked. Okay, so this why this happens, because the label and this text, radio button text field, radio button input is not related. So how we relate it? We can relate it using ID. So we will take the ID for this. So we will take ID is equal to, for example, we say book type is ID. So we will take book ID, for example, and we will mention this in the label. For is equal to book ID. Book type, sorry. Now you press the label and radio button is checked, but it does not happen for these. Why? The reason is that we have not related the rest of the radio buttons. So the question arises, what is the difference between ID and name? So remember that ID is used for the code level. When we write the HTML code, so it is used as a reference in the label or anywhere in the code. But name is actually for the server. It's for the server. So if I compile this page using browser, so this book is compiled from the server, this name. So this was all about the radio button. Hope you enjoyed today's lecture. Thank you so much for watching. Now discuss drop down menu or drop down list. uh, why we need this list? Sometimes we have many items or many options, but the options are too much sometimes. So and we feel that we cannot write all the options on one page in front. Sometimes it also look very awkward, and sometimes it's difficult to manage. So we go to drop down list, and whenever we need some item from that list, so we go to that list and then we select. So it's important. And now start how to create the list, drop down list. So we will write the label. So label in this list is normally before the input type. So label select book. So we take the same example we covered in radio button and check list. And so we will write select. So select is used, and select name. Name is, we write here book, and then we use ID for as an identifier, and we'll attach it with the label. We'll mention in the label. So we write same identifier. So and we write here label for book. Understood? So if we save it and we refresh, so you can see choose your book, select book. So what is select book? Select book is the label, but there is no item in the list is created. So using select, you create a list. Now we will take different options. Option 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 the first option is option value. We will use the value, which value to be passed to the drop down list. For example, magazine, and we'll write magazine, and we will copy, we'll write poetry and poetry. We'll also write novel and so if you come and refresh, so you can see different options here. So if we don't use the value, for example, this one, so you can see this poetry, this is novel, this is magazine. So still it works. So you can erase this option. So in option, these three will be displayed. So if you press this, so it comes to here. Why? Because we have mentioned the ID inside the label. So we need one label and one select and many options. So this is very simple. Select and you mention ID. If you don't mention the ID here, so still you can make the list. For example, still it works, but when we press here, it cursor will not come here. So we need three things. Basic two things: select and then different options. So for option, we must have one opening and one closing tag. One opening, one closing tag, and this is inside the form. But and we also have to write the label opening and closing, but we don't need to write the closing for the select. But writing this select is necessary. If we delete it from here, so this means list is no more. So for list creation, we must have to mention the select and different options. So we need select and options. So this was all about the HTML drop down list. Laterly, when we design some more good forms, so different action can be performed. So either we can search the magazine history, either we can order this magazine. So it depend on the action events which will be created against each button which will be used here. So thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so. Hello dears, now come to discuss on the HTML form validation. So this is the empty page, empty form created. So let's start. So why we first you should know should learn why we do validation. So validation is necessary because you sometime you cannot left some text field empty, or you have also practiced that there is some limitation on the password size, like we cannot enter password more than 8 characters, or you cannot enter uh, password in pure number or character, sometime mix. So there is a validation, so there must be some constraints that should be imposed on the attributes, and that is actually the validation. So let's start something on the validation. So we took form. Let us suppose I create some text field for the name. I say enter your first name, for example, and this is closing label. And for example, I say input type is equal to text, and for example, the ID is, for example, first. Okay, so until now you have not applied uh, any validation property, so this is wrong. Okay, now it's okay. uh, and this label is for ID first. Okay, so I will come to browser and will refresh it, so you can see enter first name. Okay, I take a button for submission, so button, and then I take submit. Okay, so what this button will do, it will submit the form. So you can see here now, submit, it will submit the form. But here we have not created any action events, so in actual it is not submitting something. But you can see here I have written nothing in this text field, but there is no message. So if there is no words written in this text field, and if I press this submit, so there should be a message that please enter your first name, or something like you cannot left this empty, etc. So this will be through validation. So just I will write here required. This means this field must be required. So if I press, please fill out this field, so again and again this message will be displayed. So if I write something, so now it will be submitted. But as there is no database and there is no action performed, so it will submit. But for empty it shows this message, but for some writing text it does not show it. So let's come to discuss some more example using validation. Suppose I create another text field. So for that I will take paragraph and closing paragraph tag, and I will copy it and will paste it, for example. So for username. Username, enter your username, type text, and id is equal to for username. You can also write here the name. Okay, for example, I write name, and name should be usr name, any name for this. So this is id is for using an identifier inside the label. So let's refresh the browser. You can see another text field is created. So if I left both of these empty, so the message displayed only for this, not for this, because we have not set validation property required for this one. Now, if I take more constraints like the minimum length, the maximum length, such that username can be minimum 1 character, maximum 20 character. So I will write minimum length is equal to 5, and max length is equal to 20, suppose. So what will happen if I refresh this browser? So I will write, if I submit, so it will be submitted, because although this one is empty, but if I enter some text, so it should be between 5 and 20, but I can left it empty because there is no validation required property applied. But if I write 2 3, so please lengthen this text to 5 character or more, you are currently okay. So I write 1 2 3 4 5, then okay, it's okay. Now you can submit, but remember that the length is up to 20, so you cannot enter the greater number. If I so this was about the maximum and minimum length. So you can also set it as a required, so now you cannot left it empty. So please fill, you have fill it, but now other validation constraints are also imposed, that is the minimum length. No, now it's okay. So let's solve some more example, like if I take email attribute, input attribute. So for example, uh, let's I take a url. Okay, so url is also the input attribute for the forms. So enter your url address. Okay, and I set this as a url, and id is equal to url. Okay, so there is no such properties applied, no need of name. For example, let us suppose, please lengthen this. Okay, it's submitted. Okay, text type should be url. Take it other name like let's take address. Let's take id. or ADDR. So take the name which is different from some reserved words. So I save it. I come to this. Please enter URL. So this means it is not a text field, it is the URL. For example, if I write www.google.com, for example, please enter URL. So this means I have not written it correctly. Okay, now it's okay because http /www.google.com is now okay. So this means you must have to write the correct URL. So you can apply more validation property like for email. Suppose I apply the email label for ML, for example, and ID identifier is EML. So I can write interior email. Okay, and text type I take should be email. Now, if I take, so this should be not left empty, this should not be left empty and should be greater than 5, and this should be this, and I write ABC. These three are okay, but you can see, please include an at the rate because email must contain at the rate. So ABC at the rate, for example. So please enter apart following at the rate. ABC at the rate is not possible. So I write at the rate dot gmail.com. Okay, now it's also corrected. So this was all about the validation and hope you enjoyed today's lecture. So thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much. Hello dears, in this video tutorial I will teach you HTML input type range and text area. So let's start. What is range? In range input you specify your range. So range can be uh, any range like from 1 to 100, from 1 to 75. Okay, so we will use the bar, range bar for that, and we can use it. So how do we write the range in the HTML? So in this video I will teach. So let's start. First I create a label, uh, label opening and closing tag. So I write, for example, amount of cheese, and we will relate this label with the range text input. So this we will use for, and mm, we will use some ID. So ID will be for the range input. So input type, input, we will write the input, and type should be range. Okay, so input type is range, and then we will write the ID for this input type. So why we write ID? So ID is actually the identifier for this input. We can use anywhere in this HTML code. So for example, I write the ID cheese. You can write any ID name, and this label is for this cheese. Understand? So, and heading we have selected H2 heading. This is the text range, text range. So we will refresh our browser. You can see text range amount of cheese. So by default it is in the center. So you can bring it to this 75, 100. Okay. So this is range. It start from uh, minimum range and reach to the maximum. So we now little modify this code. Uh, For example, we set its initial value will become for example 75. So 75 it will now the position will now be on the 75. So let's assume it is the 100 values. So 75 will come here. So you can see it's now on the position 75. Uh, if we talk about the number input, for example, uh, we take label, enter a number. For example, if I write enter a number in a label and I take input type is equal to number, for example, and I keep id is equal to num, and this label is for is equal to num. Let us suppose what will happen. Enter a number. So you enter a number. So there is no bound. There is no bound. It will reach to infinity. So if I want to make it, if I want to make the numbers in certain range, like from 1 to 100, so what we will do, we will take its minimum value. Okay, so let's suppose I take minimum is equal to 1 and max is equal to, let us suppose, 50. So what will happen if I do that? So range become 1 to 50. So you can set the range inside a text number. So this was through the bar and this is through the text field. Now come to discuss about the text area. What is text area? Text area is the text field, but the area is a little bit bigger. So that like you can see in numerous websites that there is a comment request box, so you can type your request or you can type anything. So that is actually the text area. So let's see how I create the text area. That is very simple. This is label, enter your request, for example, and remember that we will not use the input type. For that we will directly write text area. Okay, text area, and there will be the for input type we don't need the closing tag, but for text area we will use the text area closing element tag. Okay, so this is text. Okay, Now, uh, so if I come to this browser and I refresh it, so you can see enter your request. So this bar is created. You can uh, write your request, but there is no specified rows and columns. So you can do it. How you can do it? One more thing that if I press here, so cursor does not come here. If I press cursor come here, if I press, for example, press, so then cursor comes here, but here cursor does not comes. Why? Because we have not mentioned the ID of this text area in this label. So that is easy. You can do that like this. Text area, so I take rows is equal to, let us suppose I take 10 rows. So if I refresh, sorry, rows is equal to, so this is so rows is equal to 10. Okay, so this rows will be inside this opening tag. This is just for writing. You can see now. Laterally in CSS, we will then set the borders and the line spacing, etc. But we have now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So the initial area is set for 10, but you can add more. And similarly, we can set columns is equal to and 10. We also set the columns 10. So columns are 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay. And if you want to place placeholder, so you can also do it. Placeholder is equal to your requests, please. So if I refresh your request, please, so you will then put your request. So if you delete text, so placeholder will look like this. So this was all about the input type range, using bar, using text field, and then text area. So hopefully you enjoyed today's lecture. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much. Hello guys, in this video tutorial I will teach you about the HTML form and button. So you can see on this screen, on this browser, form is empty form is displayed. We have a header which is about the form demo, but there is no form. So how we create form? So this is HTML opening and closing. This is the head, opening and closing, and this is body. So inside a body we have heading h2, which is about form demo, and it is underlined. So anything inside the form will be in between the form opening and closing tag. So suppose we create a form which contain two attributes. One is username and another is password. So we will take two input uh, input with the type text. We take text and type is equal to text, and we take placeholder is equal to user name. So placeholder means username will be shown inside the text uh, text field. Then we take another input with a type is equal to password, and we take placeholder is equal to password. So this is not the name, placeholder is not the name, but it is just the uh, showing contents inside the text field. So if we come and refresh this browser, so you can see two text fields. So these are actually the placeholder, username and password, but once you click you can write the actual text. So what we do, we want to show it on separate lines, so we can use break or can text in separate paragraph. But laterally when we start division and section, so it will be better to you can do it using divisions also, but we have not covered it yet, so we do it using paragraph. P opening and closing tag, and we take one more P and P closing tag. So if you go see, these are now in two different lines or paragraphs. So we now label it. We'll take label opening and closing. We must need both opening and closing for label, but for input we don't need the closing. So we can write anything in label. Please enter username. This will be shown, and we copy here and we paste it here, and we change the label name. Please enter your password. Please enter password. Understood? So if you refresh, you can see please enter username, please enter password. So these two are labels, these two are text fields. This is a text type and this is a password type, and you can see the placeholders are showing. But when you press here, it does not go to here, cursor does not go to here, because these two are not connected. So now we connect it. So inside input we also write the id is equal to for example usr. You can write anything, usr or user. I write user usr. So we should name you should name it a specific distinguished name, and we will write label for this usr. Similarly, you write label for is equal to pass, and id is equal to pass. Understood? So now these two are connected. This label is for pass. So this is actually pass is actually the id for this input. If you refresh, so if you click, now the cursor is on this text field, and if you click, the cursor is on this text field. So this was all already covered in the last lecture. Now we come to set a button. So if I can take button inside and outside form, but if we take the button outside the form, so the action we set for this form will be not occur when the button is taken outside and we press it. So we take both options. We take button here, so the button tag is used, and we will also use the button closing tag also, and we write submit. So if you refresh, so this submit is here. So when we press, nothing occur, nothing happens, because we have not set any action for this. We have not set any action for this form. So after setting any action, then when we press this submit button, then the action will be performed. But this is here now we are designing the front end page using HTML. Lately when we design, when we start backend coding and then we connect a database, so definitely the values will be inserted in the database. So behind the button there will be some action performed, and that will be through backend coding. So for the moment, for the demo, we set some action, like suppose when the button is pressed, so this page should for example go to the some website, like we take Facebook. So we set action for this form. Action, when action is performed, it must go to, for example, www.facebook.com. This is example. So we save it and we refresh our browser. So when it is clicked, so it comes to the Facebook page. Hope you understood it. Now we take a button outside a form. For example, if we take another such button outside this form, submit, so both button name is same, and if we refresh, so now we have two buttons, but this button does not work. This does not generate any action, but it generate action. So what is the reason? The reason is that this button is inside the form and the action is performed by the form. So when you press submit, definitely it will generate this action. So after that, if we put break, for example, so we take it in a separate paragraph, for example P, and then P, so now there is little distance, so it will not generate any action and it will generate some particular action. So this was all about the form and buttons. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much. Hello guys, in this video I will teach you how you can search using HTML forms. So searching here means you can like you search on YouTube, like you search on Google. So how you integrate your current HTML form with YouTube, Google, etc. So this means you will enter your desired searching material data in your HTML form, and by pressing button that will be search in either YouTube or Google. So let's start. We have created an empty form here, so you can see this is the empty form. Now I create two form actually, one for Google and other for YouTube. So first I create it for Google. So what will I do? I will take text field input of type is equal to text, because you enter text for searching. And then inside the form I will write the action that the form will do, that the form will perform. So action is to search in the Google. So action is equal to http www.google.com. For example, if I write this and if I put a button, so what will happen? It will create a button, search Google, for example, and this is the closing button tag. There is a deficiency in this code, but first see what will happen if I run it. So if this is empty and I go to search Google, so it comes here because nothing is typed here. So if I search like if I write dairy milk, so again nothing happened. So this means this button is not performing any action based on this input. So this means before you come to write, to modify this code, first you should look, for example, if I write Google dairy milk here, example. So you can see this web address google.com/search and question mark q, question mark q is equal to dairy milk. So this means q is basically the name of this. So this means when we integrate that text field and such that the value entered in that text field will be searched here, so this means we will mention this q and this search. So search is basically the searching results. So we will little modify and we will write here search, and we will set the name with the name is equal to q. So this is search and this is q. So if I refresh this and I write real estate, for example, so it goes to this page. So you can see for every page you want to search on Google, these things will be common. These text will be common: Google www.http.google.com/search. So this means up to search you have to copy here and will paste here. So http www.google.com/search. And what you want to search, you want to search any product. So for that you must have to put the name q. You can see q is equal to real estate. So whatever you search, it will goes here. For example, if I want to search dairy milk chocolate, so if I press, you can see page is open and it is searched. So google.com/search, and now q will contain dairy milk chocolate. Understand? Now I create another form and take it in another paragraph p, so that there is some distance between these two forms. Let us suppose, so I write for example YouTube, and the rest of things are, for example, same, and I modify the name. I write search on YouTube. So I save it, and when I go back to this page, refresh, So when I search real estate on YouTube, if I write dairy milk, so the page is open. So this means we have uh, the same result but in YouTube. So if you see here, you www.youtube.com/results. So instead of search, we have a results and the name is search query. So still it work, but better is that we put search query instead of Q. So results and search query, results and search query, results, and we will put search query, and the rest of things are same. So if I go back here and for example I go to GeoNews, so GeoNews is displayed. So this is results, question mark, and search query. So GeoNews will come inside the search query. If I search anything like house for rent, so the page will display houses for rent. So it's very easy. You have just modify your HTML code from this link. So you will copy up to this question mark, and then name will be this. So this was all about the searching using HTML form. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much. Now talk about the HR tag, HR element tag. So HR tag is actually the thematic break or horizontal rule element. HR HTML element represent a thematic break between paragraph level elements. For example, a change of scene in a story or a shift of topic within a section. So in simple words, we can say that HR separate one section from another section. So if we want to have a horizontal line which shows the separation of two or more than two sections, so we will use the HR tag. So HR tag is empty tag with no closing. So you can see here this line. So this line is actually the HR. This is actually the horizontal separation of these two paragraphs. So this is paragraph 1, this is paragraph 2, and inside two paragraph is HR. So if we remove it, so you can see now still there is a space because these are two different paragraphs, but there is no physical separation. So we need a line. So if we put again HR, so it will bring a line. So if we apply it here, so this is the product page. For example, if we want to separate this heading from the rest of the contents, so what we will do, we will write simply here HR. Okay, so you can see the line comes inside this heading. So it now shows that this one is separated. So if we want to separate this table from the upper images, so we can do that. We will use HR tag here. We can use it in multiple positions so that it shows the separation. So you can see. So we don't need this because it was written for understanding of anchor tag. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 lines actually shows the 4 different sections. Okay, so if we need more, so you can put it at the end of this also. So you will need it here. For example, after the table. So after the table, we put another HR. So we save it, and now we refresh the browser. So you can see again, laterally when we start CSS, so you will learn how we can apply different colors to these sections, but it will be but for that we will need properly sections. Here we don't have any proper sections. This is just a line which indicate these are the sections, but we will have to apply the sections and divisions block level. So this was all about the HR. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much. Hello dears, now come to discuss the navigation or nav element tag. The nav HTML element represents a section of page whose purpose is to provide navigation links either within the current document or other documents. So not all the links are inside the navigation, but some highlighted, some more links are kept inside the navigation. So this is usage notes. It's not necessary for all links to be contained in nav element. Nav is intended for a major block of navigation links. Typically in the footer element often has a list of links that don't need to be in navigation. So not all the links are here, and navigation links are actually the links to other web pages or pages of the same website. So a document may have several navigation elements, for example, one for the site navigation, another for intra-page navigation, etc. So remember that navigation navigation link navigation tag is contained, it must be contained inside the body, but if we kept it if we don't kept these links, for example, in nav tag, so what will happen if we apply CSS properties laterally to the rest of the main body, so it will also be applied to the navigation links. So if we mostly keep the common links which are shared among all the pages of the same website in the nav. So look at this example. This is nav. This is the and the class name for this is crumbs. So crumbs will be used here in a CSS laterally when you will be learn in the CSS classes in the select class selectors and then ID selectors, that how class is defined and CSS properties are applied. So inside navigation we took order list, and order list contains different list. You can see one contain the bikes, other contain BMX, and other contain the jump bike. So you can see all of these navigation links. So if we click here, so it will goes to the bike. If we click, so as there is no active link here, just color, so it is not going to other pages, rather it will go to other pages. So this contain all of these links. Then we have heading and paragraph. So remember that all of these contents are inside the body, but it will be kept inside the main. So the main purpose is here to differentiate the contents of body from the navigation. So let's apply it to this document. So when browser is refresh, so this is the page. So now we produce some navigation links here inside this products detail heading. So what we will do, so this is a body, so we will write nav opening and nav closing tag. Okay, so inside we take, for example, unordered list, and then we take unordered list opening and closing. So we are now taking the links in the unordered list. So we will start list 1 opening, and then list 1 sorry, list uh, closing. Okay, and we take several links. For example, we take 3 links, we save it. So inside it we define, for example, some link. So how it will be defined? It will be defined using anchor tag. Okay, so this is anchor, and we write here about, we write, for example, different companies name, about Colgate, Palmolive, Palmolive, about Pepsi products, and we write here uh, about for example, we write any company you can take, like we take the Liver Brothers, the name, famous company. So when we refresh it, you can see different bullets are shown, which shows different company names, but it does not look that it are links. So I can add links, like if I search for the Colgate Palmolive, so I write Colgate Palmolive. This is Colgate Palmolive company link. So what I will do, I will copy it and I will paste a. So I will define the mm, H reference is equal to Colgate Palmolive. Then I will, for example, write the second company, Pepsi company. For example, this is Pepsi.com. So we copy here and we paste here inside the navigation. We write, and this is Lever Brothers. For example, the we will write H reference is equal to E. Okay, so now we will refresh, or now you can see companies detail is here. If we go back, it will come to this browser again. So different companies name are detail are here, and these are the products detail. So uh, for example, we define some uh, we define some heading for this. So what we will do, we will write, for example, h1, and then inside we write C company details, C companies, for example. So you can see C companies. So these are the different companies. So these all are inside the navigation, and then rest of the body content start from here. So we will write the main. So the from this tag onward, the main contents of the body will be started. So inside body, we now have nav and as well as uh, main contents. So the effect is not seen here, but laterally CSS property will be applied, and then you will see the effect of changes. So this was all about the navigation tag. So this is HTML. Inside it is head and then body. Inside body we have nav and then main body, and inside body we can have divisions. So thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much. Hello guys, in this video I will brief you about how we can style the navigation inline. So by default, when we create navigation links inside the nav, so these are created as a block level elements. Like you can see, we have created nav, and inside we have order list. So we have 3 lists, and each have a same class, belong to the same class. Then we have provided anchor tag inside, which shows the some reference to other page, or we can say we are referring something. And name is a bike. Here it is a BMX, and it is jump bike 3000. So short code is written, simple code is written. So you can see we have these 3 lists created. This is bike, so we can, if we press, it blinks, it shows it is a link. It is a link. So as it is not enclosed in anchor tag, so it is not taken as a link, just as a list. So now these all are shown like the block element in the vertical lines 1 2 3. So how we can show this block as a inline, like we can show it is in one line. So it's very simple using CSS property inline block. So we can see we are applying it to the all classes. So if we write the class name, which is a crumb, okay, so we will write display inline block, right, inline block, save it, and you can see, okay, this happened. It's sorry, it is you will use the dot with the class. So hash is used with the ID selector, and with class selector we use the dot. Now it's okay. So you can see bike, BMX, and jump bike 3000 all are shown in the one line. So you can remove the underline from this, and you can color it with your own choice, and you can apply. So you can easily decorate it like if you see this is blue, this is blue color, because we have used the anchor tag, and by default it is underline. So if you come to this code, you can see this is anchor tag, this is anchor tag, and anchor tag by itself take it as a blue. So you will write a as a actually the anchor tag. Okay, so if we write text decoration, no, we don't need any decoration. So if I come, text decoration is now it blinks because still it is anchor tag. This one is not anchor tag, but the text decoration is none. So this is mostly when we see different websites, the purpose of navigation link is that it never change its state on the page. If we click some of the uh, some of the link, so it goes to page, but this whole uh, these whole links inside the navigation tag stay on the page. Laterally, we will put some image behind it. We can color the background. So this was all about how we can show the blog links inside navigation element inline. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much. Hello dears, in this video tutorial, I will teach you about the section and divs in HTML and the difference between section and div. So what is section? Both the tags division and section, div and section, are used in a web page. Section tag means that the contents inside relate to a single theme, while div tag is used as a block part of the web page and don't convey any particular meaning. So div creates the block of elements, and then we apply the CSS property to block. Normally in sections, all the elements are logically connected. Normally we create sections, section 1, section 2, section 3 in websites where we want to make separation of one part of the website from the other inside the main body. So inside one section we can have many div tags. So this will mean the div elements inside a particular section will be logically connected or will belong to the same theme or same topic, just like a chapter. We write a book, or we write any article in chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on. So all the contents of chapter 1 may be different. Like for example, we say chapter 1, so then we write chapter 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then inside 1.1 we write 1.1.1, 1.1.2, and so on. So everything is different, but there is continuity of the material. So let's start about section and divs with example. So this is the basic HTML page, and we have also tag and CSS page, because without applying CSS style it's difficult to understand the section and divs. So, and it is related inside the head using link. So we create our section. Okay, we write section. This is one section. Okay, and we create another section, which is another section. So this is section 2. Okay, so I write I am a section 1, and here I write I am a section 2. Okay, I save it. Now if I run the browser, both the sections are created. This is just an example. We can also write it using paragraph, but section contains paragraphs, form, buttons, etc. So everything can be inside the section. So if we apply some style, so this lecture is about basic HTML section and div, not on the CSS, but just for your understanding, I will create it. So I will write, suppose I take the IDs for that. ID of this section I take A, and ID for this section I take B. Okay, now I will use the selector property hash A. Okay, and then I will write background color to be for example red, and then I will copy it and I will write B sorry, it's a B, and background color to be orange, for example. So let's see what happens. You can see the two different sections are created. So we can adjust the width, like the width of this section to be 800 pixels and height to be 200 pixels, and similarly we can apply the same property here. So what happens, see, now it's look more understandable. So we have two sections now. Okay, I can increase the font size of this, like I say font size to be 20 pixel. Okay, and so if I write, so now this is little bit more dominant. Okay, similarly I can write 20 pixel. Have a section 2. Now I define a set of more elements inside this. So let's suppose I create div. So this is div, and I write I am a div 1 of section 1, and then I copy it and I write I am a div 2 of section 1. Okay, and then I will copy and inside this section, another section, I'll write, so sorry, this one, I am a div 1 of section 2, and I am a div 2 of the section 2. Okay, so if I refresh, now you can see I am a div 1 of section 1, I am div 2 of section 2. Now you can see the font size of this section and this div, because this is inside div and this is also inside div. but this is inside section and with same font size. Why? Because we have applied it to the element A, and element A is the section A, so everything inside section will have different so will all everything inside the this section will have the same property. So if I want to change this font size of div, I type id to be, this one should be like A1, and I take id for this as a A2. Okay, so I will write in fact I will copy it. I'll copy this one. So I will write background color to be rather than, I'll select some pink color. I'll select black, for example, not black, but select gray or green. Okay, and width. So I will take width of 200 pixels and height of 50 pixels and font size of 10 pixels. Suppose this is A. Oh, what's happened? It's very okay. Sorry. It is A1. It is applied. Now you can see this is a block inside this section, and the font size is now different because we have considered the element identifier, separate element identifier A1, and properties is set. Now we have another A2, so we can also take a different color for this. We take gray, we take a gray color. Okay, and we remain this property same. Now you can see am section 1, am the 1 of section 1, am the 2 of the section 1. So we have border here, but we can break this these two, because one more thing you should remember, that div is a block level element. So whenever we create a block, two blocks, so it will create, so if we write to div tag, if we take to div tag, so it will create actually two different blocks. Okay, for example, this is section 1, this is section 2. I write HR. HR mean horizontally it will split. So this is splitting. This is now one block section, this is another section. Okay, so inside the section you can include divs, and inside div it is your choice, you can take as many element as. So the basic difference was to manage the web page. So it is well managed. If you take section, if the material inside the web page is too much, so you can take sections. Inside section you can take multiple divs, inside div you can take multiple block level or inline level elements. So that is better and efficient way to manage the page. So thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you. In this video I will teach you about the HTML span tag. The span element, or the HTML span element, is a generic inline container or inline element for praising content which does not inherently represent anything. It can be used to group elements for styling purpose. So unlike the div and paragraph and section element, span is inline element. And laterally in CSS, you will learn in quite detail that how we can uh, change the property of particular text inside block, inside paragraph, inside heading, etc. using span. So span is used inside, it can be used to color, change the font size of some text inside the whole paragraph. So for example, if we have a big paragraph with 500 words, so we can color the selected text using inline span. So it is very important and interesting element. So let's start. So we will write span, we will open and we will close span like this. So suppose we create couple of spans. Hello, I am span 1. Okay, and we copy it. Hello, I am span 2. Hello, I am span 3. Hello, I am span. Okay, save it. Refresh the browser. So you can see, unlike the paragraph, all of these spans are shown in one line. And I already stated that span is the inline level element, so it will show all the continued spans in one line. Okay, so this is span 1, here I am span 2. If we change it to paragraph, if we suppose change it to paragraph, suppose we change it to paragraph, you can see this one is in one line and these three in 2 lines. Why? Because this is block level element. Like the div tag, paragraph is the block level element. So you can use a span for a variety of the suppose we have these two spans belong to some one portion of the websites and these to some other portion of the websites. So we can write both in respective sections. So we can write this is a section, one section, and this in other section. So you already learned in a previous lecture about the section. So section actually interrelate logical related elements. So these two are logical related because these two may have same theme. So in all the elements, all the things inside the section will belong to the same theme. So maybe these two links belong to same product, same company, so anything can be happen. So this is okay, I forward, so now it's okay. Okay, now you will see hello I'm span 1, hello I'm span 2, hello I'm span 3, hello I'm span 4. Now these two are in line because these two belong to section 1 and these two belong to the section 2. Okay, so section is a block level element, div and section is a block level element. So rather than section you can also write the block div, but div is the div integrate all the things that are little bit strongly coupled, but here these two are logically related, so I create a section, so does not need a div. So this was all about the Spain and how we create Spain, for what purpose Spain is created, and how we relate Spain. Uh, we relate Spain inside the section, and how we differentiate Spains using the section. So thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much. In our last video, I talked about Spain, the purpose of Spain. Now, I will discuss in more detail about the use or the use of Spain in the web page. So, let's start. Uh, Suppose I have created block level element like paragraph. So in this video, you will also know about the benefits or use of span inside paragraph or block level element like div. So I, for example, write hello paragraph one. Okay, and I write section. Okay, uh, section one. Section one can be any section, and I write hello, I am paragraph two of section. So these two paragraphs are created, but as you know, paragraph is a block level element, so these are shown in two different lines. So when this paragraph finish, this one then started. Similarly, section is also a block level element, so when we start another section, okay, suppose we start another section, I am paragraph one of the section two, I am paragraph one of the section two. So section by itself is also a block level element. So this one is one block, this one is another block. So inside one block we have these two separate blocks. So we have four blocks, but are mapped to different sections. So in section one, both the paragraph will belong to same theme, like the chapter one. All the contents of the chapter one belong to chapter one theme. So the theme of all the contents inside chapter one is same. The theme of all the chapters, all the contents inside the chapter two has the same theme, etc. So now the question arises, how we make use of span. So this will be discussed in CSS in quite detail, that whenever we apply some property to this section, for example, so the properties are applied to all of these paragraphs, like color. If we select some color, suppose I write section, for example, if I write section and I write color, right, background color, I write. Okay, so this is not identifier. So write color. So suppose we wrote section, background color of the section to be red. So this one is red, this one is red. So the space inside these two section shows that these two are different sections. Okay, so if we color the section, then all the sections are colored. If we color the paragraph, for example, if I write paragraph instead of section, if I write P, then all the paragraphs are color red. So these four color shows we have four different blocks. Now, okay, until it's Until now it's okay. We can color section. Laterally we can set id for this, like id a, id b. We make color of id b a different from color of id b, like we say id is equal to a, for example, and we make id is equal to b, suppose. Okay, if we write and we say, for example, a for id selector, this is id selector, we write a. Okay, and this one b. Yeah, for example. Okay, so you can see if we write b, so all of these become red. So if we use the particular um, IDs, like sorry, this is section. We if we write the section, so all of the section is colored red, all of the both the sections. But I use the ID selector A and B, so these are differently. So it's okay. We can make a particular block background color, or any style can be applied to any block, like section, paragraph, with our choice. But what about if we want to make this paragraph 1 as a different color, this paragraph 2 as a different color, this section as a different color? So what about this? So how can we make it different? As you know, this whole word is inside this line. So remember that paragraph is a block because it moves to the second line. Paragraph is a continue and can be in one line or can be in two lines. It can be in 5 lines. Okay. So a paragraph can be have many lines. So it create a block, but a characters or a word inside, sorry, a word inside a paragraph is inline. So we will use inline element for that. So one of the inline element is the span. We will use the span for this. Span. We will use span. This is, both of these words belong to the block element paragraph, but we will make it inside the span because we want to apply the css properties. We want to style these words with different colors, fonts, etc. So we will put these inside the spans. The effect is not shown because we have not applied any css property, so we can apply it, like we will write span and background color, for example, gray or green. So I will make some more color and write green. So I'll select some light color from this so that its effect can be seen. For example, I select this one, so I'll copy it from here and now you can see the background color of this whole paragraph, this whole, sorry, whole section which contain both the paragraph is red and this one is yellow, but these two words has a different background color, or we can say a color. Okay, we make the color only. So only the color is set this and paragraph 1 section 1. So this is the background color remains same, but this is more highlighted. So we can make a different color for this. Okay, suppose I copy this to be here and one and make it red. Red is the dominant color. So you can see the background color of this whole section is now, you can see, different from this one section. And inside we have two sub blocks, paragraph 1, paragraph 2. Paragraph 1 consists of one line but can extend to many lines, and inside we have one word, which is a paragraph 1 and section 1, so with different colors. And you can apply it will be discussed in detail laterly, so you can apply font size, okay, to be 30 pixels. Okay, so you can then apply. So this was all about the use of inline element span inside the section or div or paragraph. So we can use span inside div anywhere you want. So thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much. In this tutorial I will brief you about the usage of span in more detail by using the links inside the span. So let's start. So it is already discussed in detail about span, that it is an inline level element. So using span we can apply different styles such as colors, background color, font size, etc. to some text inside the block level element. So suppose the span is about the product, some dairy product, like I am a milk. Okay, I am a milk. So I am a milk, am good quality dairy milk. And now I create another span, am good quality butter. So so two spans are created and both are on the same line. Okay, you can see different butter types like butter product. Suppose we have this, if we open this website, you can have a lot of, sorry, dairy products. I search dairy products. Okay, you can see cream, butter, yogurt. Okay, this is yogurt. So I can say yogurt. Okay. So I will shorten the sentence so that as the span is the inline level element, so all of these are shown in one line. I am a milk, I am a butter, I am a yogurt. So these three lines, these three spans are created inside the one line. Now I want to include some link. So I want to make this milk as a link, this butter as a link, and this yogurt as a link, so that when we press, it will go to some website which include the detail. So I will take the anchor tag. inside this pen. I will take the anchor tag, okay, and I will enclose this in. Okay. Now, if you see, no effect because the link, the anchor tag does not include any link. So, right h reference is equal to refer to some link. So link is created, but it's empty. You can see the link is empty. So dairy product milk, suppose dairy product. So here we have a dairy product milk. Milk, for example, milk products. For example, I write milk products. Dairy product. So this is a dairy product. And include milk and milk products. For example, this. Okay. So I copy it and I paste it. Okay. Now, if I come to this page, now if I press, it goes to this page. So it goes to this page. Similarly, I will write butter product. Okay, butter. So maybe you have designed your own website or you refer some other website, so choice is up to you. So if, for example, I use this link to refer, so okay, I will keep it save here, for example, and what I will do, I will take a h, sorry, I put it in wrong place. I will take here, I am a butter, a h reference is equal to, okay, so I will cut here from here and paste here. So I will close this anchor tag. So you can see now butter, there is a link when butter is pressed, and similarly you got, so you got, so it is browsing now. You can see inside the span we have created different links and it is shown. So you can okay, so this is you got. Okay, this is quite lengthy. So okay, this one is shortened. So right sorry, this and we'll write anchor tag inside h reference is equal to, okay. Now you can see all of the three links are created. Now you can see that all of these has the same theme, belong to the dairy farm. Okay, so this means all of these are belong to same category. So I will take, I can take also the div, but div relate the strong related elements. So like the chapter, like this is chapter 1. So chapter 1 is about the dairy product. So this is one section, and we take another section. Okay. And this section is about the cold drinks. For example, I am a Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi, for example. Now, if I write I am a Pepsi, these two are not changed to Pepsi. You see Pepsi.com. So company has a different products. So for example, right here, Pepsi and Sprite. For example, I write Sprite. Sprite drink. Okay. So I'll copy and write. I will copy it here, and it is Sprite. So okay, so I have, for example, these two. If you want to include some images, so you can take a block inside this section. So I am a Sprite, so there is a line. Okay. So this is one section, this is another section. So both section include the spans, and inside we have created links. So let us suppose we take ID for this ID. For example, I take section 1 and I take ID is equal to section 2. Okay, so as section 1 is the ID selector, so write section 1, section 1, write background color, put some background color. So we can use some background color, like I use this one. So I'll come and we'll land. So literally in CSS it will be discussed. So the properties, CSS property for both the sections are set, background colors are set. So if you see the browser, so this one section is different from this one. So all of these links are in line, belong to this section, and all of these links belong to this section. Rather than span, if we can use the anchor references in list, using in list like order list and unordered list. If we use the anchor tag inside the list, so as list is a block level element, so it will be shown is in vertical, like first I am a milk, I am a butter, I am a yogurt. Okay, then we can also convert it to this format by using the display. Later we will discuss about this. So thank you so much for watching the. Hello guys, in this tutorial I will teach you the anchor tag using lists. So last video I teach you the anchor tags inside the span. So as you know, span is inline element, so all of the links were showing inside the page in line. As we took two section, so section is the block level element, so inside the span, all the links were showing in line, but we had two blocks actually, one for this section and another for this section. Now, in this lecture, I will teach you about anchor tag inside list. So, if you run the browser, you can see we have two sections, one this section block, another this section block, and we have three lists here and two lists here. So links are here. So for more style, I have used the H1 dairy products are here. Okay, and I'll copy and I will paste here. Sorry, this one is repeated. Okay, and we have cold drinks. Cold drinks are here. Okay, so now two sections are seen here.